What's up guys, JV2017 here, and today I'm going to share 5 reasons I believe the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Remaster is real and should be releasing in November this year. If you weren't aware, industry insider Shinobi602 appeared on the latest ham radio podcast to talk about E3. He hinted at the announcement of a Bethesda remaster, saying that the studio would revisit an old game of theirs in some shiny new paint. Since then, the rumor mill has been spinning along with a few other leaks to support it, and so these are the 5 reasons I believe the remaster is absolutely real. First off, UK retailer Base.com listed the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, the definitive edition, for €40, which comes out to $45. Most of the time, these early accidental listings aren't complete and utter BS. They're either the real thing, or they at least hint at what might come. At worst, this listing could be completely wrong. That's definitely a possibility, or the price could be wrong or maybe higher, say $50 in the US, or maybe even lower, like $40. Regardless, it makes perfect sense that Bethesda would sell the remaster for a bit less than standard retail value. Second, Fallout 4 recently enjoyed the release of console mods on Xbox One, and so far it's been a pretty huge success. By the end of June, PS4 players will also have their hands on console mods, and since the system is set up through Bethesda.net, it would only make sense that Bethesda capitalizes on being the only studio offering console mods for their games right now. That's a huge advantage, and they're the only, publisher and developer in the industry that can say that for right now, and of course it's offered on Bethesda.net, which also hosts a bunch of information for the rest of their games, so it would make sense for them to re-release one of their more popular games with one of the most popular modding communities in Skyrim. Before Fallout 4, Skyrim was definitely at the forefront of that kind of modding community and being able to customize your game and get a ton of replay value out of it. It just makes sense that Bethesda would continue this trend with console mods with Skyrim. Third, it makes perfect sense from a marketing perspective that a Skyrim remaster would release in the fall of this year in 2016. I can absolutely see the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, the definitive edition remaster, whatever they call it, releasing 5 years after its initial launch in 2011. It's the perfect 5-year anniversary release for 2016. It's definitely not the first time that Bethesda has played around with numbers when marketing their games. Of course, they launched Skyrim on November 11th in 2011, which of course reads 11/11/11, and that was all over their trailers and other marketing material. I could totally see some kind of celebrate 5 years of Skyrim, 5 years since launch marketing plan with Bethesda and them trying to push this game and get people to buy it. It just makes sense to me. Fourth, I know some people may be wondering if Shinobi602 could be talking about a different Bethesda game besides Skyrim. It's certainly possible that the remaster is Fallout 3, Morrowind, or maybe even Oblivion. It's possible, but not likely in my opinion. Fallout 3 is already backwards compatible on Xbox One, so I don't believe they'd remaster a game that's already available on the platform. That just does not make sense. And while I do love Fallout New Vegas, I don't think that's it either, simply because they didn't develop it. They had Obsidian develop that, but they still published it. I think they would stick to a game that they've developed. Morrowind and Oblivion are great entries into the Elder Scrolls series, and they're definitely fan favorites, but I think they're just a bit too far back in time to make sense. Skyrim is far more familiar since it was released much more recently, and it also sold twice as much as Morrowind and Oblivion combined. There's no denying the fact that Skyrim was by far the most popular Elder Scrolls game to date, and we have to remember that Bethesda as a publisher is still a business. They're not going to remaster a less popular game just because a vocal minority of fans might prefer that. It just makes sense to me, more sense to me, that Skyrim is the Bethesda remaster against all other Bethesda games. And finally, to give the leak even more legitimacy, another industry insider, Enter the Dragon Punch, corroborated on Shinobi602's rumor by simply saying that the Elder Scrolls V remaster is real. If we can trust our industry insiders and they're not just messing around with us for the hell of it, then that should make us feel a lot more comfortable that the rumor is actually true and we will be seeing a Skyrim remaster coming later this year. Now, I know Shinobi602 didn't explicitly say Skyrim Remaster. He just said a Bethesda game is going to be, a new shiny coat of paint. Essentially, it's going to be some kind of remaster of a Bethesda game. And I know that the hosts of Ham Radio Podcast definitely trust Shinobi, so I do believe that's a verifiable and trustable source. And hopefully Enter the Dragon Punch is as well. Overall, I would love to see a Skyrim remaster. I think it makes a lot of sense, and I never thought that the Elder Scrolls 6 was going to be released this year. It's just too close to Fallout 4, and so it makes sense that within this gap year between Fallout 4 and the Elder Scrolls 6, maybe in 2017, or maybe even 2018, I hope it's not that long, but it makes sense that in the meantime, they would release something to kind of curb our interests and, make sure we're still interested in the Elder Scrolls and satiate our hunger for a new Elder Scrolls with a Skyrim remaster. It just makes a lot of sense to me, and I'd like to hear from you guys. Do you think that this remaster is real, and why or why not? Share what you're thinking in the comment section below. Alright guys, today I shared 5 reasons why I think the Skyrim remaster is real, and next time we will cover Fallout 4 on my channel, so stay tuned for Fallout 4 tips and tricks videos. If you learned something new or enjoyed this video, remember to hit that like button, I would really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe for Far Harbor DLC, my survival mode live streams, Bethesda.net mods, and general tips and tricks videos. Talk to you guys next time. Peace!